We're live.
Not bad. I opened my eyes at 2. Turn o'clock is pretty okay.
Nice.
Most relaxing 30 seconds.
Yeah, right. That's all you need. Then you're all refreshed.
I didn't say that.
Nice. Well, good to see everybody in the chat. Clarion and Abyss are here. I'm not sure. I think Matt might be out of town. Oh, yeah. And we got a thanks for the sub.
Ooh, nice.
For, what is that? Venkendo. Appreciate it.
When did you practice Kendo?
Possibly. All right.
No, I don't have that much. No, I have respect for Kendo. What I don't have respect for is everyone kind of fanboying over like how sharp Japanese swords are, because I've been to like an Iaido practice once, like way back in the day, and I've seen what their blades look like after they wail on those little like straw things.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen them like chip, shatter, but I'm just like, it's so sharp it could cut through anything. I'm just like, not really. No.
Yeah, I was surprised. I saw the kendo club in junior high school, and I was surprised the little tiny kids that never spoke a word, they were just very meek in class, and that like battle cry that they do when they run, when they charge each other, that's insane. Like, it's so loud, and it sounds like, you're in the middle of some, Edo period conflict with people running at each other with swords. Because, I guess as part of the practice, it's like movement. So they're literally doing like wind sprints with their bamboo swords. But the yelling part of it was like, what is that? As I was approaching
it worked. Catch you off guard. Like, oh, what's looking at that? Oh, dead. Right?
Yeah. And I guess that there's a lot of stuff in Japan like that. Like when the Mongols were invading, Japan was using its like whistling arrows, and they were like, what the hell is that? I don't think it freaked them out. It's just like, that is so stupid.
Well,
it's not doing us any damage.
If it works, it works, I guess, right? You're like,
Yeah, but yeah, they're into sound on the battlefield, I suppose.
Well, they're not into sound other places. Right?
Yeah, right.
The only place they're into sound is walking around. I've said before, like, it's unnecessary to stomp around that loud. It's a normal day of life. Yeah.
Right. Yes. So how have you been? What gaming stuff have you been up to? Uh-oh.
That face. Wow, that was face. Oh, we disappeared over on that screen. Oh, there we go. Cool. No, actually, last week I got to go to the monthly Kansai Jig
down here
in Osaka and played in like the second part of Alan's Avatar Legends RPG, which...
Warming up? Are you
warming up? By the end of like that first session last month, I was like, you know what? I like the system. Or, okay, I haven't read the book. I haven't like gone through it with a fine-tooth comb or anything. Like I said before, maybe off-stream, it's one of the more mechanically involved, powered by the apocalypse games that I've ever seen. But it makes sense for what Avatar is, right? Like Avatar is kung fu, and other kind of powered by the apocalypse games, like combat is like a single roll, right? Like Monster Hearts, if you wanted to like damage someone, or Monster of the Week, it's just like, okay, one roll, what happens? And in Avatar, it's like, no, it's almost D&D-esque, where you have exchanges and you have to choose like a stance, and those like it's it's more mechanically involved than other games, but it makes sense for the game because you want that back and forth kung fu action where like a couple of rounds go through, possibly with like taunting each other and doing stuff. You don't just want to like one hit punch someone and be like, oh, game over. So no, it's good for what it does, right? And the rest of the stuff is pretty apocalypse world style. Right?
Nice.
Which will make no sense unless you've played the game. But yeah, no, it's good.
Right. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I don't know enough about the show, but hopefully you can just kind of immerse yourself in, just the setting and mechanics just as it's explained by the game master. Yeah.
I think like we had like first game we had 4, and then second time we had 5 players. I think there were at least 2, possibly 3 people, like myself included, who had like minimal to next to no knowledge of the setting, and I felt everyone was able to kind of, once they figured out what was going on and how to do stuff, everyone was kind of contributing.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So it didn't feel like the Avatar nerds were dominating the thing.
Right.
So
yeah, that's good. That says a lot for a game when you can enjoy it without the setting. I think they were successful doing that with even Blade Runner and Alien, the Free League games. You can just have the basic idea because it gets set up. You're coming out of hypersleep, or you're those basic tropes well enough without having seen every movie and everything. And I think sometimes that gets in the way. I think we've talked about that with lore and everything. Is like people are like, wait, is that which model?
That didn't happen. You know what? How about you?
Yeah, so that stuff can get a little tiresome. I mean, if that's something fun, if you want to debate, lore questions, that's not playing a game.
I came here to play a game and enjoy a storytelling together, not argue about like minutia about how many dilithium crystals are in the reactor of an Enterprise, right?
Right. Oh yeah. Me running Star Trek, I had to hand wave a lot of stuff.
Well, I mean, like, okay, the people on like the creators of Star Trek were hand waving stuff, right?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Come on, like you, like I said, going through like, Next Generation. I'm just like, this is all technobabble. We don't know how it works. Like, there's no consistency between it, right? And there doesn't have to be, right? Because that's not the point. Anyway.
Yes. So good stuff. Yes. So Frostgrave, are we doing that? Yeah. Nice.
I haven't paid anybody new. Neither has the person we play with. He's like, it might show up with like a twin brother of that guy that died, and I'm like, yeah, that's what we always do. Right?
Nice.
But
yeah, and I've got an aluminum. Can I say that? An aluminum rail for kind of the what is that, like a Lazy Susan, whatever.
Oh,
so,
nice. Because it was kind of hard to walk around that table all the time.
Because we've only got 3 sides. We're using like half a ping pong table, and one side is folded up, and it's a nice big space, but you can't go all the way around it.
Yeah.
So now we'll be able to spin the board. And hopefully,
the board.
that's how you choose a side. Here comes my side. Oh, I got the bad side.
Don't spin it too hard. Everyone just like fly off.
Right. Yeah. All of our terrain is just cut foam. Yeah. But hopefully we can get that working, and that'll make make things a little bit easier. And also that'll be easier to take pictures and stuff too.
It will be.
Nice
Because I didn't take any
stuff.
pictures during the last game. Yeah. Which I should have done. Yeah.
So
not looking forward to curses coming from 2 directions next game.
That's right.
I think Curse is going to like be the MVP of this campaign. Before it was Bone Dart, now it's Curse. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, at least they don't stack. Could you imagine that? You just like are, cursed into
it stacks a little bit because you still get that penalty to your die roll to shake the curse.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're still cursed to uncurse it.
Yeah. Anyway, no, I'm looking forward to that this Sunday. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I wanted to ask, I might change my minis out a little bit.
Yep.
Because I don't think square bases are gonna. I can't do square versus round because then
One consideration I was thinking, like, if we do round, if some people have round and some people have square, let's take all measurements from the center of the model.
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay. That's kind of a way to.
Right. And I think I can even like blue tack round bases to my underneath my squares.
Right.
Yeah, so we can match up that same way.
Well, if that ends up being too problematic or too much work, then we could just measure. All measurements are from center to center, because then that doesn't kind of screw anybody over.
Right.
It also allows people to have like larger bases, because I've considered.
I've
considered like larger 30 or 40 millimeter bases to kind of do like diorama stuff, which sometimes works against you, sometimes for you. But if you measure from the center.
Yeah, my caster is on I think a 40, bigger base. Yeah.
So maybe we should definitely do center to center. Then.
Yeah, because you could pile in on him pretty easy.
Yeah, you could.
It'd be like 10 guys all hitting at the same time. Yeah, but he needed room.
Get through that door.
He needed room to hold that huge staff and his rat. He's got a big rat. So then I took grenade. So he's going to be throwing exploding rats at you instead of stones.
Disgusting.
Nice. All right.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. So let's get started.
I'm all set.
So good to see everyone. I think Matt is out this weekend. He'll also be out. Oh, did he see? Is he there? Did you see him? No, I didn't see.
Possibly.
Was Matt? Oh, there he is. Yeah, Matt's here. Nice. Yeah, so Matt is out tomorrow. Right. Yeah, sorry. So quickly before we get started, I think we're going to do character creation for the Fallout RPG. So the 2D20 Modiphius, because they had a humble bundle and it was literally everything they've made in alchemy, and it's really high quality, a nice interface and everything. So with 2 players, we'll do character creation, and then when everybody gets caught back up, we'll plug everybody in. But yeah, it's very similar. Most of the 2D20 systems, it's not quite life path, but it's similar, and they let you do things like play super mutants and robots and stuff. So that should be fun.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
So a little bit of Fallout coming at you, and that'll be another game we can plug into the rotation.
Yeah,
we got so much stuff going on this year. But
how many segments does this wheel have?
Yeah, right. And this year I think we've been focusing more on just things that look fun.
Right.
You know, we haven't been like, we were really tempted. We wanted to play as much Tunnels and Trolls as possible this year because of the anniversary. But everything else is just like, yeah, well, let's do that. Yeah, let's do a DCC funnel. Let's do Fallout. Well, sure. Why not?
What you got to do is some kind of like, I don't want to say like riffs, but some like multiverse spanning thing where you play the same characters and all the different systems.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, nobody's brought any of those, that style game up.
This is like what you do in college when you have no responsibilities and all the free time in the world, right?
Or you got to fill content on a streaming channel. Oh, yeah. One of those things.
Yeah.
One of those things. All right, so let's get started for this week. Welcome to the Weekly. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Chris.
And this week on the Weekly, Ernie Gygax passes a Horus Heresy RPG. The license continues.
Okay.
Tunnels and Trolls, and a Fallout Factions. So another confusing addition to the miniatures RPG library of Modiphius Fallout. So let's start with yet another kind of original member of our hobby has passed. So Ernie Gygax Jr. And he's of course the son of Gary Gygax, and was involved in early playtesting for D&D.
I kind of wonder what age.
Yeah, must have been young. Yeah. I'm not sure the timeline, but must have been young. I think he went out to California, I think, with Gary, so he must have been teens or 20s by then. So maybe not that young. I don't know though. Yeah, because that is 70s. So interesting. But unfortunately, he's been fighting illness for a while and has passed. So an early playtester. And of course, his brother Luke is also involved in the hobby, and so you may know his first player character, which was a wizard named Tensor. So Tensor, of course, is an anagram of Ernest, and so he's a prominent character in Greyhawk, a powerful archmage and a frequent ally of Bigby and Mordekainen. And so some of the spells you may recognize, Tensor's Floating Disc and Tensor's Transformation, are based on his character. So he was the first manager of the Dungeon Hobby Shop in Lake Geneva, and also worked on the Gygax Magazine, which was a short-lived periodical with his brother Luke. It was revived in 2012 and then closed because of a legal dispute with Gail Gygax, Gary's second wife. And we have talked about Ernie a few times, and not in a great light because of his involvement with the kind of the third iteration, what was being called like the new TSR,
NU,
new TSR, the third kind of version, and how they were kind of claiming trademarks and claiming they were working with Jeff D, and there were so many different old original designers that they said, oh yeah, we're working with them and we're designing this, and they were
claiming,
and they were going to do a release of Giant Lands, or what was it? Yeah, is it Giant Lands? There was a project that they kept promising.
Wasn't that like Star Frontier or something?
Yeah. Oh, and also they claimed they were claiming they had the rights to Star Frontier because they had the rights to TSR. And so this was alongside Justin Lanassa and Stephen Deinhardt in 2021. And it seems like they were just taking advantage. That kind of happened at the end of Stan Lee's life. A lot of people just trying to bank on his name took advantage of him and opened studios and things.
Hadn't really considered that aspect.
Yeah, and I think this was kind of happening. Kind of the younger shysters were getting a hold of him and saying, yeah, you got a famous name. We got to exploit it. But unfortunately, that got Ernie active on social media, probably someplace where he didn't want to be, and he made some pretty disparaging, racist, and transphobic remarks.
Well,
but also, let's leave it at that.
All right.
Yes. Don't speak ill.
Being on social media does not a racist make, right? So it's not like those ideas popped up
of course,
as soon as he picked up a phone, right?
Yes.
All right.
But he also decried Wizards' ownership of D&D and how that was not great. But what that did do, his presence on social media and kind of the things that were happening, Jason Elliott, the kind of manager of the second iteration of TSR, publicly distanced himself and changed the name of that company from TSR to Solarian Games, with an awesome logo. So Luke wrote some words about his brother on Facebook, and he said he always made time for young gamers and encouraged them. He treated them as gamers who could figure out a way through challenges, and he didn't pull any punches. Likely the first time these young people had a chance to interact on equal footing with adults, or older teens anyways. Those young folks loved the game and would come back and talk and game often with Ernie often. He kept that open and friendly demeanor all through his life. So he's survived by his wife Donna, his brother Luke, and then his 3 sisters, Elise, Heidi, and Cindy. So R.I.P. Ernie. And so I think the first thing that people took opportunity to do on social media is jump on the dead, and I think that's pretty inappropriate. And it says a lot more about the people doing that than the person that has passed. It's not cool to disparage someone just because they can't fight back.
Well, I mean, okay, yeah, point taken.
All right, well, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Yep.
Moving on. So yes, so sad news. So it keeps we've got a 50th anniversary, so that means you're adding plus 50 to everybody's age. So we're going to start losing more and more of the original.
My solution:
original design.
Run the anniversaries backwards.
Right, that's a good idea. All right, and for some reason, Games Workshop has Cubicle 7, perhaps by the balls, because they are doing another Warhammer RPG. This time, it's Horus Heresy. So it feels a little bit like, hey, you like those? You selling some of those 40K games?
What'd you do? Open up a trench coat? Like,
and hey, why don't you buy a couple more licenses from us, or maybe we'll look for another studio to maybe produce these games. So set to launch in 2026, and it's a little bit interesting how they're approaching this, because one of the first things that people said in the comments to this announcement is this is the least role-playable era of Warhammer, just because there's so much going on and it's kind of directed all in one direction.
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
So we'll touch. I'll show you what they did mechanically to kind of handle this. So, of course, the Horus Heresy is a defining event in 40K lore. The Space Marine legions of the Imperium of Man engaged in a bloody civil war. So you had the loyalists versus the traitor legions, and
Trader's gonna have a point.
the God Emperor was mortally wounded and then placed in his super cool massive supercomputer sarcophagus known as the Golden Throne, and they sacrificed 1,000 psychers to him daily. So there's your grimdark. And so the notable twist on this release and what they're going to do with this system is you're going to create 2 characters.
Okay.
A primary character that acts as a console within a Space Marine Corps, and then a secondary character that holds a specialty occupation. And you can switch between these characters based on what's particular skills you need or whatever. And I think it's similar to what they do in a lot of the I guess they're over in a lot of the Horus Heresy novels. You'll switch from basic soldier or politician or whatever to Space Marine. So the scale switches pretty vastly in what you're able to do. So it stays interesting, because if you're a Space Marine the entire time, it's kind of like playing a superhero.
Yeah, it is. No, but what I read there is right. A primary character, a secondary character. Players can swap between characters when their respective particular skills are needed. It sounds like you're doing troop play, where you're like, cool, we got 5 players at the table. Here's your entourage of 10 characters tromping around the same place, being the same party, and we've just split into 2 characters. So and again, books and role-playing games are different media. The difference between the Horus Heresy books, which were actually pretty enjoyable, different perspectives, different places, right? We went from this Space Marine character over here to a completely different location with a different set of problems, and that was the ancillary character, right? It doesn't sound like we're going to do that here, because okay, fair enough, it'll be a lot of planning for the GM, but why? Right, if everyone's going to be in this big tight group together, tromping around, just have them as be one person.
I don't know if they. I don't know if they will. It sounds like I thought that they were doing this for scale. So you had people inside the palace doing the planning, and then you had the people holding the line or holding a planet. And so because basically the Horus Heresy is just losing ground until you get to.
If they do that, I will rescind my statement. But based on when their respective particular skills are needed, right? So anyway, you could totally do that, and getting into that lore thing, right? Like, okay, sure, Horus Heresy, it's a finished event in this timeline, right?
Right.
Is it really any different from playing like, what's their new epic? What's their new epic war game? I forgot the name fell out of my head.
Yeah, the
Legions Imperialis,
Imperialis,
right?
Yeah.
Why are we playing this game? We know what happens, right? Like these battles have like been mapped out, but you're still playing the game, right? Like it's not like the players of the game are going to, you know what? If the traitors win, we're going to rewrite everything here. Like, no, that's not going to happen, right? So I don't immediately go why when it's done. It's like any other IP game, right? Like Aliens, Blade Runner, Avatar. Like, we know what happens. Why are we playing in this thing? You should be able to find like untold stories, or like, you know, we want to kind of experience that with our characters, or maybe the GM wants to do a completely like, maybe you can save the Emperor kind of thing.
Yeah,
right. So
yeah, some different take, and it's kind of like pseudo historical recreation.
Yeah,
Kind
exactly.
Of stuff.
Too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
as someone who has like a toe in historical wargaming, why are we playing these games again with the exact units on the exact battlefield? Do you think something different is going to happen this time?
Right. Yeah. So there were a bunch of comments under this. Of course, a bunch of people want to buy these games just for the lore books, because
I think that's why they do it.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and they do decent art. Cubicle 7 is not amazing, and they've had to do with all of their 40K. They've had to 40K RPG so far. They've had to limit it in a kind of an artificial and odd way. Like make a little pocket, like a little area where you're confined with their Wrath and Glory, and just a quick rundown of what they've got already. So we're adding to their 6 existing Games Workshop IP games. So for 40K they have Wrath and Glory, which is D6 die pools, Imperium Maledictum, which is percentile D100, and now Horus Heresy. For Warhammer Fantasy, they have 4th edition of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, which is a D100, and now the Old World, which we talked about just a few weeks ago, which is a D10 die pool, and of course the Age of Sigmar Soulbound, which is the competing fantasy, which is also a D6 die pool. Right. So yeah, I don't know. This is getting. I guess this is actually beating now. 6 beats what. Fantasy Flight had done. Yeah, they had 5 40K systems all at the same time. But I believe they were all compatible. Like their Star Wars games, kind of compatible. They're just introducing kind of classes and aspects of the world.
Like Rogue Trader, Death Watch, Imperial Guard Legions. Then they probably had like the
Only War or something.
That was it. The Only War. Then they had like the Chaos one. I'm sure they had 5, right? And as someone who bought like the Death Watch Humble Bundle when I was planning that Cortex Prime one. I never want to run or play that game at all, right? Like I've said it before. Like, okay, great background, great information, great like information to help me do stuff. I don't want to like full page column of this one character's special abilities that then also say like C page whatever. I'm like, no, that thing looked unrunnable for me. Right. Anyway.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Yeah, so they had Dark Heresy, Rogue Trader, Death Watch, Only War, and Black Crusade. Yeah, play the Chaos Space Marines. Yeah, so they just might be pushing them and saying, yeah, you want to keep what you've already done. Here's some more, but it's going to be spreading. I don't think Cubicle 7 is a huge company. It's going to be spreading them pretty thin to keep supporting all of these games because, like they said with the Old World, they can't release stuff that's going to be compatible with more than one system. It's very specific to a setting because there's enough distance between all the settings.
Props to them for not mashing it all together or like copping out and going, no, 5e compatible, right?
Yeah, right. It's all 5e, yes.
I don't know. Even if they're a small, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what their deal is. Yeah.
So Dominic McDowell from Cubicle 7 said the Horus Heresy is a founding story of one of gaming and science fiction's best loved settings. The epic scale of the Heresy's tragic tale is as big as it gets, and the legends your characters forge in the role-playing game will rival those found in the classics. So the game opens with the betrayal at Isfahan and the act of vile treachery that tears the Imperium in two. You are thrown straight into the maelstrom as a legionary consul, leading a ragtag war fleet, fighting desperately for survival and vengeance. Your first priority is to escape harried by traitors, warp bent on your destruction. But what then? How will you survive and regroup? How do you overcome the shock and betrayal and keeping your forces supplied? I guess we're only playing loyalists. Perhaps, and most importantly, who can you trust?
I will be okay. Not buying this. Not playing this game unless someone else runs
buying it or buying it.
No, I mean, like, I will not buy these books. I'm trying to cut down a lot on the stuff I buy. But based on that, okay, first priority was to escape. What then? How will you survive and regroup? How do you overcome the shock and betrayal and keep your forces supplied? Most importantly, who can you trust? All of those sound really cool. I will be extremely disappointed, which won't matter in the slightest, if there is not some kind of mechanic, some like Battlestar Galactica-esque mechanic for tracking morale, right? Some kind of trust thing, supplies, right? So I was just reading the recently the Black Armada published Powered by the Apocalypse game Last Fleet, which is essentially the new Battlestar Galactica, right? And in that game, there are trackers for things like food, water, supplies, morale, and like the moves as a GM is like, well, you didn't do this thing, so morale is down, and like that affects mechanics in the game, because what is Battlestar Galactica if you have infinite ammunition, infinite supplies, and infinite time, right? Like, it's boring.
Right.
So that sounds awesome. Are you going to deliver on it?
Yeah, right.
Or is it just going to be like, leave it up to the GM?
Right. Well, one of the cool things too, if you're playing two characters, is that does let them have a corruption mechanic, and one of your characters can actually fall to chaos and betray, and you can, be kind of having secret conversations with
yourself.
with the GM. And it's like, you're kind of up on corruption points. I think you're actually going to turn, one more, and you're going to be turning. So that might be fun for role play, and because those were big surprises when they kept finding in unexpected places, worshippers of chaos, and so that's a really important part of this.
That's a really useful plot device.
Yeah. So if it's written well, it might be interesting, but it does not seem the most role playable setting because of the scale of it. They did an interesting job in the books of having these giant ship battles and giant clashes of troop forces, but then individual stories of survivors and people kind of like trying to hold it together and trying to keep their faith in this, because there were people that even though they weren't supposed to believe it, they believed the emperor was a god. So
there is like all that stuff you just said right now is like, that's awesome, right? I don't know if it's going to be there, right? I don't know if it's going to be in there, right? And this is horribly uncharitable. I don't know if I expect the average Warhammer 40,000 player to be able to play two characters, one of which is being corrupted. And keep them, like, that's the kind of bad metagaming that's probably going to happen, right?
Right.
Anyway,
yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how they do with this, but they've got quite a library now. They're really racking it up.
Maybe Games Workshop has a bolt to their head saying, make more, right?
Right. All right. And so Matt and I were talking, and Matt actually reached out to Rebellion Unplugged and said, guys, what's going on? 50th anniversary of Tunnels and Trolls.
Cool.
We doing something?
I like your gumption, Matt.
and then suddenly it was revealed. So I'm sure Matt was the tipping point. He was the straw that broke the camel's back. So we had in two places reveals about what's coming. Not a lot of details, but we got some confirmation that this year,
said, you do anything, and you're already up on Hasbro.
Yeah, right. Just anything at all. More than Pop-Tarts, and you'll be fine. So, A World of Trolls approaches. So Tunnels and Trolls, the new edition, is coming in 2025. So this is a world of trolls. Trolls are strange creatures made of earth and rock that can grow to enormous size, or so they say. Every child is told that while trolls fall fast asleep when touched by sunlight, if they are sheltered in darkness for long enough, they will waken again. But perhaps it's just a story. So Rebellion Unplugged has seemed to be pretty quiet after acquiring the Tunnels and Trolls license, but they say, we've been anything but on this is their press release. So they've recruited some incredible talent for Tunnels and Trolls. So Scott Malthouse, who's written several adventures for Tunnels and Trolls, as well as Romance and Perilous Lands and Quill, and Chris Bissett, the Wretched and Treasure of the Troll Gods, who is having trouble fulfilling some Kickstarters, but that doesn't make him any less of a designer.
Okay, I have no personal connection with Chris. I enjoy The Wretched. He's a one-person
wrecking
person,
crew.
one person, and sometimes stuff happens, right?
Right. Yes. So they're both working on the development of the game. They're both longtime Tunnels and Trolls players and, of course, innovative game designers, and they want to seamlessly blend the staples of the role-playing game with new approaches.
Jenga-powered Tunnels and Trolls.
No. Yeah, your Jenga blocks. That's going to make the combat even. Yeah, so you're throwing 100 dice and you're pulling Jenga dice. Oh, no. But, yeah, so they want combat to be as easy and lightning quick as it is immediate and thrilling, which is good. Yeah, lighten combat up in fantasy games is good. So this system is going to be good for one shots, but also for epic campaigns. And from now on, from the moment of this this announcement, they are going to be posting regular behind the scenes looks at what's happening with Tunnels and Trolls, and tell you everything about character creation to combat and adventuring. And I'm not sure. Rebellion Unplugged does do crowdfunding, so I'm not sure if they're going to take this to crowdfunding. That's going to delay things even further, because that means, it's going to, hopefully they're just going to, release this, because it's a big enough IP and it's an anniversary, so they may get some attention. But on Bissette's blog, he was just talking about current projects and awards and things, and of course, mostly known as a solo journaling game designer. So the Wretched had a huge effect. So the Wretched and Alone engine has been used by a lot of designers. So he said, for the past couple of years, I've been working on developing the new edition of the classic RPG Tunnels and Trolls with Rebellion Unplugged. Oh, wow. But also this year, he's working on his first gallery installation in Nottingham's Bonington Gallery, Weird Hope Engine Exhibit, which will be producing an interactive dystopian storytelling game called Directive 92A. So a busy guy, lots of stuff going on. And I was looking at his publishing credits and things, and he has done a lot of writing for mainstream, Pathfinder and Dungeon Crawl Classics, just a lot. And both of these designers. So they're not only art school, super esoteric, designers of, very new style games. They have
only fun stuff on itch is what you're saying.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
I've read the subtext.
So they have their, in kind of, normie. Can you say normal? Weirdo nerd, basic sick role play. But yeah, so that's a good sign that they're not, that this is not going to be an art project. It's going to be a celebration of what was interesting, and maybe step up, into newer mechanics.
What are you talking about, Jeremy? You don't like lyrical games? All these weird things that you read, but reading is actually playing as well?
Yes.
Right.
Oh man, if Tunnels and Trolls turns into a journaling game, I'm going to be so pissed with Jenga. But
that is my new goal.
Yes.
A Tunnels and Trolls inspired game that uses Jenga, just to piss Jeremy off.
Thank you. The combat. Yep. Combat. When the tower falls, combat's over. Yep. But yeah, so that was good. It was good to hear. And so both Bissette and Rebellion made these announcements. Cool. So not a lot of details, but a lot of enthusiasm. So we'll see. We'll see what we
anything.
get.
Do anything, and you're up on Hasbro.
Yeah, right. And the artwork was interesting. It's a new direction. Doesn't feel old school at all. It's a nice illustration, nice design. So we'll see what they do, and how heavy they lean into the trolls as the basis for the setting, but also they need to keep the playfulness. Because the magic system is take that, you fiend, the spells with names that are just imbued, go away, like the wishes of the caster are just his words are just imbued with magical force. So they have to keep that kind of playfulness and lightheartedness in the setting. If it goes too dark and it's it's this world of trolls and they're waking and we have to,
correct me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of like the British fantasy.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
These are both
a bit.
Yeah, these are both British designers too. Yeah, and even when they released the Corgi novels of the solo adventures for Tunnels and Trolls, there was new art that was more kind of grim, dark, and So the illustrator that did those books, so maybe the British players do have a little bit different view of Tunnels and Trolls, whereas the American players, they knew it was the alternative to D&D that was playful and that you could do, you could do solitaire. It was like the the earliest solitaire. So yeah, this may be a British take, because it's a British company, Rebellion, and the designers. So this may be a British take on Tunnels and Trolls, but we'll see how that goes. All right. And finally, to add to the confusion, I'm sure you've got all of your Fallout skirmish war game miniatures everywhere. You don't know where they play, what they do. But if you're a fan of Fallout Factions, they did a starter set that I thought was going to be its own game, and it didn't make any sense because this now finally the rule set is following. But this starter set has been out for a while, so I thought it was
a
its
starter
own
set
game.
with no rules.
Yeah, it was a starter set with just like abbreviated rules, or just no additional factions. It was like two starter factions. So the battle, the battle for Nuka-World starter set has been out for a while, and it was the your first kind of look at this Fallout Factions, which there already is a Wasteland battle war game that Modiphius, the same company, released previously.
All right.
So they have been releasing miniatures for a Fallout skirmish game. They did the starter set for a new game and a new rule set, and finally we're getting the core rule book that's going to have all of the factions kind of available. And I guess there are miniatures or not.
Sounds confusing.
Yeah, it is. And I really have not enjoyed trying to figure out what is a role-playing game book, what's a miniatures war game book, just on the Modiphius site. They the design is like, close enough that they needed to really give it each product line a distinctive look. Right. But you can pre-order physically and digitally from Modiphius this new core rule book. And so it's a skirmish level war game, 2 players. And Nuka-World was just the 2 gangs that were included. But this expands into a full selection of all the iconic factions, as well as provides an intricate campaign system. So the book will teach you all the rules, have the full campaign system with all the various factions. And so the starter set is a good starting point, but this will give you use of everything. And I guess so Modiphius has gone in pretty heavily with STLs, but mostly for terrain for Fallout. So there's a lot of digital content for the Fallout, the original, the War in the Wasteland, whatever it was called, their first skirmish game. They produced a lot of STLs, so all of the like iconic buildings and structures and stuff, you can all 3D print that stuff. I don't think any of the miniatures, I'm not sure, I haven't checked into that, so I'm not sure if you're using these old miniatures as well, but you're going to get in the core rule book will also do a whole introduction to the setting, setup, interesting scenarios, and then there's a story phase. So of course between battles it's kind of like the you're back to home base and kind of what happens with your characters, what happens with your gang. So grow your faction throughout the campaign during these story phases. And then there's a full appendices with all the faction rules for Brothers of Steel, Super Mutants, Survivors, and Raiders, which are none of those were included in the original setting. So yeah, and the appendices will break down the weapons and perks, and you can choose from also a list of Legends of the Wasteland, which I'm sure are all the Amazon streaming series characters, and introduce some iconic characters into the mix, and then so this is the next step of their war games for the Fallout universe. A little bit confusing, and especially the way things have been coming out, and that was interesting when I was just looking through, because we're going to try the RPG. I was looking at the releases for that. Those are all pretty old. Those are all like 2016, and so they're not they're not new. And I think they've been kind of, supporting it and working on it for a while. There's a lot of PDF only adventures and scenario stuff, but trying to gather up, because the bundle was supposed to be complete, but because it's in a VTT, you can't get it out. Yeah, you got to read it. Yeah. So I was looking at the best place to get the digital versions of Drive-Thru or Modiphius, and so it was hard to figure out just what the limits of this were. And the same thing with this war game now. So there's a pre-existing war game, which I think kind of came out of the RPG. It may have had they may have introduced the rules for it in the RPG and then said, oh yeah, but it's its own game. And then they released a starter set for yet another game. And I haven't taken enough of a look at it to know, how they
break out.
Yeah, how they differentiate, and if it's the same stat lines, or if the rules are different, or if it's funky dice, or what everybody's doing. But so Fallout is continuing to make miniature war games.
Well, I don't know. I generally war games, right? I play war games, and I don't need super crunchy stuff, but I understand why some people who produce a role-playing game go, oh, you know what, we could just totally turn this into a skirmish game, right? Very often the mechanics, or you can make mechanics that kind of work that task resolutions and for both.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of, or like at a certain point, if you're using like grids and squares or battle maps or whatever, like at what point does this go? We could just turn this into a war game, right?
Right.
So I certainly have nothing against a company or someone saying, you know what, and we'll make our own war game using the same rules, compatible stuff. It's just going to encourage people who like the thing to buy both, hopefully, right? But like at the same time, like you don't have to do it, especially if it's leading to confusion, right? Like, am I buying a role-playing game book, or am I buying like a miniatures skirmish war game book here?
And
right? I don't know.
especially, and because they did that with John Carter. They wanted to do miniatures for John Carter, and then they did a chapter in the core book that was just like, oh, and here's how do you play the miniature skirmish game. Like, wait, what? So they did that. But I think Zone Wars is a really good example, of how to execute that, where it's like a separate box set thing. But it's completely compatible with the RPG.
You're talking like the Mutant Year Zero.
Yeah, Mutant Year Zero RPG, and every one of those kind of expansions that they did. You can just take those characters back and forth, and you have like one extra die. Like I don't think there's skill dice there's not skill dice. There's just base dice and gear dice in Zone Wars, the skirmish game. So you just add one more die roll, and you're playing the RPG. So so they did a really good job executing that. And of course, post-apocalyptic wasteland is a fun skirmish setting.
You can't do anything, right?
Yes, you can just break your terrain and throw it.
Oh yeah.
It's so easy to set up.
Just cover everything in sand. Yeah.
Right. But so we're gonna give that a shot. Not the war game, but the RPG.
Everyone now tunes out. I want the war
game. And that's the thing with the war game. I wonder, the thing about the RPG is because they're emulating a computer RPG, game console RPG. It's real item weapon heavy and modding weapons. It's they're trying to recreate and inventory is going to be really important, and encumbrance, because you're just hoarding garbage that you're finding, and then you're putting it together to make weapons or enhance weapons. So the weapon sections, the item sections, and all the like enhancements and kind of like not really crafting, but what you can do within the game is crazy, crazy extensive.
Like you said, I mean that's kind of. Okay, I've never played Fallout, never watched Fallout. I don't Fallout. The only thing I fall out of is bed in the morning, right? Anyway. No, but if that is my impression of what the game is, right? Like you need to collect, build, manage inventory, and would it be Fallout if that wasn't part of the game?
Yeah,
right?
no, that's true. Yeah, if it was just like you carry the weapons that you have, and you don't find anything. That would. Yeah.
The cynical part of me also says things like that lend themselves to cards.
Oh yeah, and they do the RPG. Did do decks of cards for the perks and all the weapons, all the basic weapon stats and stuff.
Not immediately against that, right? But it's just like, okay, you have all your stuff, and here, easy way to track it. Here's my dashboard. Here's all my cards, right?
Yeah, and that worked well for finding random stuff with Zone Wars.
Just shuffle it.
You just got a deck of artifacts, and you just pick an artifact. Oh, I found a broken television. Great. But I love I love that everything you find you can use as a weapon. It's either like a broken alarm clock is a thrown weapon, or a television is a melee weapon. It's like, yeah, sure, you can hit somebody with a TV. Why not? It doesn't work anyhow. There's no programming to watch.
Okay.
But so that will do it for this week. And so where can people find you?
Blue Sky and occasionally Instagram. That's about it. Hivemind, HYVEMYND, and I don't know what I'm doing recently.
I don't know. You're playing Frostgrave tomorrow.
We're playing Frostgrave. Playing Frostgrave Sunday.
Yes.
Looking at all my 6mm stuff going, I should do that. Busting out like my 15mm science fiction stuff. I'm just like, and did I mention the 2mm stuff? Yeah. Okay. I think, apart from Frostgrave and Stargrave and a few other things, I think I'm possibly done with 28mm. Just a space requirement. Anyway,
Nice.
Anyway, how about you?
So this month I'm due to do another live stream for my single panel gag cartoon. So Abuse Cartoons on YouTube and Twitch, and I'll be drawing that and eating some strange snacks from the convenience store just to keep you entertained. And it's springtime, so everything's going to be cherry blossom flavored.
I haven't seen the Sakura flavored stuff yet. Okay,
it's coming.
Behind,
Yes. So so that's Abuse Cartoons, and it'll also stream on this YouTube channel. So you'll find it whether you like it or not, and yeah, so join me for a much more kind of mellow mellow hangout, but we do talk games
mellow. I'm
occasionally.
not here to shout at people.
Yeah, we do talk games occasionally. And if you like what we're doing here with the weekly, consider becoming a weekling.
The strongest of all supporters.
Yes, you can do that at patreon.com/upturntable. So that tier will let us know that what you want to see on the weekly. So you can join us on the Discord and pitch topics and kind of discuss things pre and post show, as well as be up to date on what we're doing with the actual play series, and then be the first to see a lot of our video releases. And the audio for this whole live stream goes on the RSS feed for the Patreon.
After it's been auto-tuned.
Yes, auto-tuned. Yes, we have beautiful voices and no air conditioning rumble after that. And you can also join on YouTube. So that join button down below this video. We'll get you those same perks minus the RSS feed. And we'll also give you fun little badges and stuff in the chat, so you can be superior to all the lurkers. So that will do it for this week. Upturned Table on all social media. Thank you to the existing patrons and members. We couldn't do it without you, and we will see you next week.
We couldn't do it without you, but we probably would anyway.
we would just
wouldn't be as good, right?
Right.
We'd be talking to an empty screen over there, right?
Yes, we'd be using that PlayStation 2 camera. Okay, see you next week.
Thank you. Later, mortals.
Goodbye. So speaking of Kokoro no Me, they just on their YouTube channel just posted, I guess they got a fan or somebody found somebody that had recorded another angle of one of the songs on that performance that we showed the clip of in the intro. So I think it's that same live show, but it's a totally different angle and another one of the tracks from the song. So search them on YouTube. I can put a link in the description for that. But yeah, I got the notification for that, and that was cool to see a young Jackson playing again. But nice. So how's everybody doing? Oh no, wait. I gotta catch up on the chat. What am I missing here? We need a sound proposal. Based on that video. Nice. Oh, that's right. Sorry, I keep forgetting. I could take that AI video out anytime. Oh yes, yeah. Speaking of AI, I just saw the headline. I don't know, Christie's or one of the Sotheby's. I don't know. It was one of the auction houses just had an all AI generated art show that funded them like $750,000, like $750,000, I think. So that's great. So now they're selling AI art. So it not only, I mean, the toothpaste is out of the tube, the genie is out of the bottle. There's no putting this back because now we have people that are hiding their wealth in AI art. It's just, it's funny that it happened in that order where the NFT thing, blockchain art assets happened, token, the NFT nightmare, and then the AI art, because now NFTs don't need artists anymore. They were commissioning people to draw 5,000 different apes for their tokens, but they don't even have to do that anymore because they can just AI generate all of it. But yeah, so there was the first official, and it was protested. There's a pretty decent, like thousands of artists, signed a letter that said this is just insane. You can't do this. But yeah, we'll see. Oh yeah, Calarian noticed earlier in the chat we're almost at 3K. We got to figure out what to do once we hit 3,000 subscribers. Some kind of celebration. It's been a long, hard crawl, but things are picking up. We picked up momentum ever since the name change. I think we've been recovering. But yeah, almost at 3,000. So only 97,000 more to go. No, it's not 100. It's 10,000, right? Yeah. No, I think it is 100,000 now. I can't remember whatever the YouTube plaque level is. Their gold record, their platinum album, whatever. Yeah. So we'll see. Oh yeah, Daredevil. Yeah, I didn't watch both. I saw the first episode that kind of killed off the Netflix series and started the Disney series, and I thought it was done well, much less annoying. I can barely remember the Netflix series, like the tone and look and everything of it. I just remembered the actors, and so, but it was interesting. They did one of those Force Awakens lines right at the beginning of that episode, like things have changed and we have to reset or whatever. They made some line that was very meta and kind of seemed to reference what Disney was going to do to the series. And yeah, and then but I like Vincent D'Onofrio's great in that, and I just hope they don't do what they did to him in the Echo series. But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't a huge watcher of any of the Netflix stuff. It felt just like one step above the WB, UPA, whatever the CW, the CW shows. So I wasn't a big viewer of Punisher or Daredevil or any of those really. But yeah, we'll see. But good, yeah, good to see you, Matt. I was wondering if you were already gone or if you were gonna be around today. Oh, from the hotel, yeah. So you are away. I should have known. Thank you, Matt. That's wonderful that you show up remotely. That's right. Yeah, very cool. Ooh, Ubering all over the city. Nice. Oh, that's cool. TSR heaven, yeah, the appropriate TSR, not owned by Wizards of the Coast. Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, it's pretty, like when we were talking about Ernie Gygax, it's really immediately people jumping on and that's every public figure's death, celebrity public figure's death, politicians, every people just immediately jump on, because there's not going to be any reply, and it's, I think a lot of if people are fans or supporters of that person, they're not going to want to get in the mud with people that are willing to disparage the dead. So yeah, it's just the worst. Yeah, Matt said Cubicle 7 are crazy. They keep buying licenses to compete with themselves. But who will win? Will fantasy beat 30K? Will 40K remain champion? Yeah, it's odd because they're doing such vastly different settings and systems and timelines, so none of it is compatible. Fantasy Flight at least was, like with Star Wars, they're just kind of adding to an existing setting and system. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I guess that's it though. There really isn't. Is there anything else? I mean, I guess they can force them to do like a Necromunda and a Mordheim. And I don't know if there's much else. But yeah, and I guess that's what the kind of maledictum is. I think that is. No, I don't think it's hives. I think it's not specifically hive cities. I don't know. But oh god. Yeah, GW, and I just keep hearing or like reading things from more and more fans and people posting stuff on social media for Games Workshop, and it's just it just attracts the worst people. And now that they're becoming the so dominant, and just these people are such suckers, and I can't believe people on Reddit or some of the other social media will just post this probably like $1,000 worth of garbage plastic that they bought in one shopping trip in GW. I'm thinking about getting into orcs, and it'll just be this like giant pile of crap that they just bought. It's like okay, yeah, you do that, but we don't speak of the Fantasy Flight's 3rd edition. Nice. But with all those tokens and stuff, it would probably make a good solo game with as many accessories and cards as it had. Oh yeah, speaking of cards, somebody was got an early look at the new starter set, the revised starter set for this 2024 thing, and it looks like it's a lot of cards. It looks very Daggerheart. The image was it was just like this weird detail image, but it looks like there were a bunch of cards laid on a character sheet. So your class and everything with like descriptions and advice for playing it and stuff were on cards. So Daggerheart and like starter like level 1 5e revised are going to look pretty similar. That was weird. I wonder who was thinking that first. Yeah, and there's going to be, I think it's a Borderlands. It's like a keep on the Borderlands kind of adventure. Is the introductory thing, so it's no longer. I think it's no longer Sword Coast, or maybe I don't know. I don't know my geography well, but yeah. So we'll see. No longer the hub city. Oh yeah. That would be really cool. Some of the really compelling stuff in the Siege of Terra, the that last run of Horus Heresy books was really fun. The scale, like the tank, pilots, and and they even went to the Titans and everything. They jumped all around every possible battlefront, any possible front line. And but that's the small scale. And the funny thing is, I haven't finished. I'm like at book 6, so, and then I've got book 8 is 3 books, so it's going to be a while before I get back to it. But there was one Imperial Guard that they like name and goes through hell from the very first book, from the Solar War. And he's still alive, like by whatever book I'm on, 6 or 7, and it's no 6, and it'll be funny to see what they do with him at the end. I can't remember. I think there was some spoiler about when he hits his demise, and I can't remember what that was, but it's very funny. They have these named guardsmen that are like, dodging and weaving behind all the huge scale destruction that's happening on Terra. Yeah, right. Yeah, Matt's saying the actual 40K Marines and fleets have a pure scale so high. And that was the interesting thing, is I was surprised how they made the ship-to-ship combat, the giant battle fleets, how they made that compelling in the story, because they are just talking about, things the size of, cities being torn apart and collapsing, onto moons and things. And it was written really well. I was surprised how compelling that was, but it's a lot of it. And each book seems to kind of focus on, but and I think it was a Dan Abnett book, but the fourth book, I don't remember, fourth or fifth book, maybe fourth book, Saturnine, was amazingly compelling. It was like he got a lot of, whoever wrote it got a lot of art into that setting, because it was definitely referring to Saturn eating his son, kind of like the tension between the father and son, the emperor and Horus. And there was some really compelling kind of references and imagery in that book, for it being just a grim, dark silly story. But that I was really surprised. That was quite it was elevated low art. I was really surprised some of the things that they did in that book. That was my favorite so far, but I haven't finished, and I've just been turned off by the company. So someday I'll go back to that setting when their stock price settles down and it's not included in everybody's retirement funds, if that day ever comes. Hey Hodag, how's it going? Yeah. The new TNT, they just have one image of it, like a giant troll, like holding, I guess, smaller something, looking at something, and it's a different art style. It's definitely a different take, not classic old school look as much, and just the way it was drawn and colored. It was a very thin line art, but with a more modern sensibility. Matt's saying there's no way they can kickstart it, meaning Rebellion kickstarting Tunnels and Trolls this year and get it out. But yeah, they could get to a quick start. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, Hodag. Yeah, definitely. That would be so cool. Nice. I think you guys should make a Fallout character for me tomorrow night. Go totally weird with it. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah. What would you like to do, Matt? So they have basically you can play Vault Dweller, Wastelander, Legion of Steel, Super Mutant, Ghoul, or Robot. That's a lot. So any preferences, Matt, if you want me to start a character for you, and you can choose different perks and stuff. But that would be cool. Oh, should vote on it. Oh, sorry. I just I'm like, sorry. I'm rewinding an hour and reading stuff. Yeah. Do you want to do a? Okay, wait. In the YouTube chat, let me get it to the page here where we're at. Sorry, I suck at this. Nice. Oh, sweet. Yeah, check out Hodag's project, the Millennium Project. Nice, Brainless Creations. Oh, very cool. New metal for life. Very cool. All right, poll. Oh shoot, I should get the. Let me get the starter so I make sure I get everything in there. All right. So the Fallout stuff, I'll just open the I got the quick start rules, so hopefully we won't have to flip through that giant book when we're playing. But yeah, I rounded up all the PDFs I could from drive-through and everything. Oh, and a bunch of the there's people did a lot of the animated GIFs from Fallout 1 and 2. Dylan said he liked the, kind of the dark comedy and the aesthetic of 1 and 2. So some of the character art I replaced with the GIFs of the kind of crazy 3D models from Fallout 1 and 2, which should be a hoot. Where is the booklet? Yeah, there's the rule book, and then there's the booklet. All right, so they have like a summary of here it goes. A summary of everything. Let me just get to the table of contents so I don't screw that up. Yes, and it's cool they use the special, you have a lot of stats, but they're using the same thing as the game. And they maybe do a little bit too much simulation for the game. Like I said, the inventory and weapon stuff is just yikes. It's insane how much there is and how much. So it's, it might be, anybody that's a real chronic min-maxer, it might be a little hard to deal with them because they'll constantly be scavenging for is this assuming, wait a minute, maybe this is assuming you're using the pre-gens. Yeah, it's not giving me the stuff. I thought for sure they did character creation. References, so the perks. Yeah, so you get 1 perk to start out, and then of course you can spend XP on that. Nope. God damn. Of course they don't make it easy, but yeah. So not the book, just the core. Oh, and I guess they did another thing that I saw is the Genesis Genesis system for for Fallout, so you can run it with the funny dice as well. All right, so where do we character creation? Oh, they're killing me here. Yeah, so sorry, I'm just scrolling, and this time I might actually hit the section that I want. Yeah, they always do. Modiphius always does that nice summary page where they just do, the list of steps. I like how combat, I guess, knowing how stuff works then knows, where you want to put your points. But combat comes before character creation. That's interesting. All right. Yeah, here we go. So your origins is what we're looking for. And then it's interesting because then in each origin, there's a kind of a loadout that you get, kind of equipment that you start with. And so that's when you can specify. All right, so here we go. So the all of this just to make a poll, huh? So Wastelander. Wait, add options. Okay. So Matt's character, which class? Boy, this is a going to be a thrilling listen. Between the typing. Okay, Brotherhood. And they just call the robot the Mr. Handy, and then you can specify if you want to be the med bot or the security guy. So that's how they did with the loadouts. Maybe put this in a separate window. I think Matt's going super mutant. So what are your predictions on Terry and, and Will? I wonder, I bet Will might be in the same situation. No Fallout experience, although it's always surprising. Or Ghoul? Oh wait, are they only going to give me... Do they only give you 4 options? Oh jeez. Okay, wait a minute here. Yeah, they're literally maxing it out at 4. Okay, so I'll do slashes. You get some multiple choices here, Matt. This is ridiculous. Can YouTube be less functional? Okay, Survivor and okay, I'll do Wastelander, Survivor. Talk it out, and then Vault Dweller. So there's 6. I have to double up 2. Oh, so that's actually Survivor, Vault Dweller. All right. And then we'll do a split. So Matt will get to choose. Ghoul and Super Mutant will be a shared, and yeah. And then Brotherhood. All right, yep, that's everybody. There we go. Matt's... I didn't even finish typing it. Matt's character, called Matt's. Matt's what? Survivor, Vault Dweller, Brotherhood of Steel. Uh-oh. Matt's a Vault Dweller. Oh, cool. Yeah, no thanks on Genesis. Oh, wow. Cannot maintain. Oh, interesting. Oh, that'll suck if they make big changes, because we've relied heavily on that, especially some of the I don't know what they're called, bots, plugins, whatever. But Craig is a godsend. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's what I heard. Is we were talking about Daredevil again. Reading Matt's comment, that the writer's strike really saved it, because they could stop fucking it up and maybe kind of strip things down. Yes, I know. Yeah, that's right. We'll talk about that, because they just did a live stream announcing Outgunned 3, which is superheroes. So we're gonna have multiple superhero games to play, because Invincible will be out. So we have the Marvel thing that they did. There's a Troika based superhero game, that City of Hope, I forget what it's called. And then we'll have an Outgunned, and and then we got to do some villains and vigilantes, just to see how early in the Marvel TSR would be fun too. Abyss says wargamers really do have problems when it comes to plastic buildup. Yeah, I think Chris is trying to purge some crowdfunding stuff and things that she knows she's never going to paint. So nice. Don't want to beat a dead horse, but in all seriousness, the above what I said about the Discord channel really should be taken into consideration if you want actual channel community growth. Oh, okay, yes. Abyss. Let me double check. New emojis for the server. Yes. Oh, that's true. Yeah, because we just been creating kind of random channels and rooms. Yeah, I'll get stuff organized if I have some free time to read up on how to program and set up a Discord. So it's got all that. Like when you pop in, you can get a role and everything. Unfortunately, the YouTube linking is not working. The roles, it gives you a role of YouTube member, but it doesn't let you into the server. So there's something broken about that. But yeah, if Discord is going to start getting desperate and starting to try to charge us for stuff, we'll have to get something working. That's interesting, yeah. Oh, 108 is 108 the one where they couldn't get the door closed and everyone turned into ghouls? It was a 10 something. It was that from the show. The kind of raider vault. Nice. Okay, Matt, you're looking. Oh, it's pretty much split between Vault Dweller, Mr. Handy, and some Super Meat. So no Brotherhood of Steel from Matt. Good idea. Yeah, especially if you're emulating the Marvel superhero. quips. Yeah, it'd be funny if you could come up with enough generic that they could apply to any situation. Nice. Matt's got all the emojis going. Nice. All right. We'll need another vote. Someone's got to break this three-way tie. Yeah, if you want to, and we can even just use that as an NPC, because I can kind of just create a character based on the vibe that Terry and Will have going. Because basically, at the beginning, you can decide to be all the same background, so you can all be vault dwellers, and we can start with a vault kind of preamble adventure, or all start in the wasteland and we can meet up, or all start in whatever situation, a ghoul town, a super mutant hangout, and go from there. Or you can be the ragtag bunch of you just kind of met up under different circumstances, because then it'll give you the widest range of abilities and character types, because ghouls don't get damaged by radiation, they heal. So you'll go lay in some nuclear sludge and heal yourself up. So like every 3 points of radiation you take, it heals 1 HP. So if you're hit with any radiation, like, you probably want to just go hug the rad scorpions and get all healed up. Okay, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a series of Garys. Nice. That's what Vault 108 was. Nice. Yep, everyone's playing a Gary. Nice. The Gary Vault. Nice, Abyss. Nice recommendation. Yeah, everyone has to go down to 4 intelligence. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder if anybody sees Discord as useful, and like Amazon or somebody will buy them up to just kind of like merge it into Twitch or whatever. That would be weird. Please vote, lurkers. We've got a three-way tie. I'm going to vote for Brotherhood of Steel just to make it impossible. Uh-oh, Matt fell asleep. He got some room service and he passed out. Yeah, sorry that took so long to put up that. So maximum 4 option poll. Great job. I guess you have to pay some premium to add more options. How could there possibly be more than 4 options? Yeah, but it should be fun. It's pretty straightforward, the character creation, and I think I've got to probably cut tomorrow a little short, so creating just a few characters will probably be perfect. We won't get into any gameplay, but we'll kind of go over the system a little bit, and it'll be familiar to both Will and Terry, because it's 2d20 similar combat. The only thing that's different is it's action points for everything, and luck is the big one, the rare big use point. I'm blanking on what it's called in the other systems, but and initiative, so you don't roll for initiative. It's just a derived score that you just basically, when you engage with anything, you put yourself in that order. But it's similar to John Carter and stuff, where you guys are going to go first, and it's just that the order falls in line after that. Matt Vault. Matt Vault. I'll suggest that tomorrow and see if they go with that. Nice. Hey Vero, how's it going? Just catching up on everybody that's actually in the chat. Nice. Yeah, I've got I think like Stream Elements or something what I'm using so far doesn't do it, but I'd like to be able to pop up people's comments, not just in the stream, but especially if I'm addressing something, like popping it up as a banner might make more sense, because then if you're watching this, it'll like, you know, you can understand what I'm addressing instead of me just, you know, agreeing to them. Yeah, that's good. That was like an hour ago I'm answering. It's like those, you know, random responses on social media like Twitter, or the chained responses where you only see the replies in someone's feed. Nice. Yeah, so it should be fun. There's quite a bit of content for it, and even in the core book there's a little starting adventure that kind of allies you or puts you in, you know, direct conflict with one of the existing kind of things in the setting. I don't want to spoil anything, but still a 3-way split. 3 votes. Oh, 6 votes. Oh wow, 6 votes, and we get 2. That's funny. Come on, lurkers, make Matt play a super mutant, a hyper intelligent super mutant. A vaulter from the vault. By the Goat Toy Company with those dead black eyes. Nice. Oh, Funko with a C, not a K. Nice. It's going to be pretty hard to find uncontaminated water to put in those squirt guns. Nice. Yeah, that was the thing. I think Dylan sounded like more like an old school fan and wasn't in love with the Bethesda-ification of the setting. And it's a shame it become, you know, it was like a popular PC game and maybe more of a cult hit PC game. Although no, it was pretty, like when it was released, it was pretty, you know, innovative for that time and what they were doing. But once it hit consoles, once 3 and 4 hit consoles, that's what people know, and that's, you know, what the show is based on and everything. A lurker named Matt. Super Mutant, maybe my last choice. No, if that sounds the least fun. You mentioned Ghoul, I think, right, when we were talking? Yeah, but I can't remember, Ghoul or Robot. Because if you do Mr. Handy, then you've got the options of everything. Oh, that's right, that's a separate window. Yeah, those break down. Where is the Mr. Handy pack 77? Those break down into, oh geez, all of the different, like the medical. Yeah, so you got Miss Nanny who has a pincer and a flamer. Mr. Farmhand, who has a buzzsaw and a laser. Mr. Gutsy, who's got a 10mm auto pistol arm and a buzzsaw and a laser emitter. Whoa, Mr. Gutsy sounds the best. And then Mr. Handy has a pincer, a flamer, and a buzzsaw. And then Nurse Handy has a pincer, buzzsaw, and one attachment up your choice, plus stim packs. Yeah, so you can refine the background, and then that'll get you that'll give you different kind of different starting gear. But I'm sure you're going to be drowning in gear. Yeah, so like the Wastelander can then choose Mercenary, Raider, or Settler. Oh, that's right, there was, or Trader or Wanderer. Jeez. Oh, I missed all the rest. I guess Mr. Handy was low on the list. And I think the Super Mutant just has they're a little bit less. Fewer options. Yeah, Brotherhood is Initiate or Scribe. Yeah, so pretty minimal for some of the other ones. Super mutant is brute or skirmisher, and vault dweller is vault tech resident or vault tech security. Uh-oh, no more votes. Come on, we just need that 7th vote. The 7th vote. All right. Matt does play a great psycho. Yeah, so I wonder... Oh, Terry as Brotherhood of Steel is too good. Because that's like going to be... That's the bully class, and they can be super straight. You know, they got to follow their... They have to follow orders from, you know, any superiors, or risk having their equipment taken from them. So, yeah, that might be a funny... I'll tell Terry about that in case that sounds interesting to play. Nice. Too psycho to be centaur. I see. Dylan's being a Gen Z game snob. Yeah, but the funny, I mean, and the way that it wasn't at the beginning of the game, you're just kind of, it's real open to just stumbling across places and doing, you know, falling into whatever tasks are required of you for Fallout 1 and 2. And 3 and 4 had that, you know, find your dad, find your baby quests that, yeah, ended up with those funny family photos at the end, depending on how you built your character. Oh yeah, a bright-eyed Volter would be good. Yeah. Terry is Brotherhood of Steel. Nice. Yeah. Somebody that's it's their first. Yeah, they're amazed by. And I think too that because the vaults have been relatively clean and everything is, and now you're like dealing with radioactive mud puddles and stuff. That might be a funny thing, similar to Terry's elf character in Tunnels and Trolls. Everything is ew. It's amazing how we ended up with no humans in Tunnels and Trolls. Nice. Seventh vote. Oh, that 7th vote does not count. Oh, who was Abyss cheated. Oh, I knew it. Nice. Yeah, I wonder how cheatable these polls are. You can just swap between your YouTube accounts. Yeah, so yeah, it'll be fun to see. I think that's a fun setting, and there's a ton, and it might be like we can do a little starting adventure, and then I can try to leave it really open-ended and just have like a couple of different options. Just kind of like with Dune or whatever, cherry pick the best of the source stuff that was made, so you guys can kind of get tangled up in various situations, and follow stuff or abandon stuff. I think that would be good. Oh, hey, let's get some oh, that's not Russian anymore, is it? What is that? The best viewers. Go to Stream Boot. Matt, we got to get you a Twitch account. A Twitch hammer. Is it still a wrench in Twitch, or is it a something more sinister? All right, but yeah, so Outgunned Superheroes. In May, the world will need heroes. Wow, they're crowdfunding that already. I hope they get some support. Illustrators, the poor illustrator that they're having do everything is she's gonna need an arm transplant. But I love that style, though. I mean, I hope they stick with that style, because I can see that like working for an entire, because already the Outgunned, the graphic design and layout would work very well with like a superhero tone. And I wonder if they're gonna go like MCU. They're gonna faux MCU, or if it's going to be like more old school, more campy, wacky looking stuff, or if it's going to be more sleek, like super team to fight, threats against Earth. Or maybe just very, very flexible. And that'll be interesting too, because if they're going to support, how they're going to support it, because what is it? The World of Killers? Yeah, World of Killers is definitely different. It's not flicks. It is the flick. So there's a lot within that. So they'll probably be very similar to like World of Killers, but new mechanics, because it has to. I think it would have to have, to scale the hits and capabilities. So there's going to have to be new mechanics. You roll super dice or something. Yeah. Interesting. I gotta watch that stream. Oh, here. I'll post that stream if you guys are interested in what the heck I'm talking about. Yeah, here's the announcement stream for Outgunned 3. Jeez. Yeah, because they just finished. They just closed Household 5e 2, or the expansion, the yard, the backyard and the roof. Expansion for 5e, and now they're rolling on to Outgunned. Crazy. And Outgunned's got, was that Modiphius or Free League? Free League distribution. Nice. Nice. So Matt's saying, I hope the power rules and secret identity type stuff is very fleshed out, because Action Flick 1 was pretty light. Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I think they'll have to, and it would be good to be able to have both too, because like the, some characters don't have a secret identity; they're just always that thing. So that would be fun to have the tension of both. Somebody having to maintain that, and then somebody that's just always a giant robot. Nice. Man. We only got 6 votes. All right. So anything but Brotherhood of Steel, according to chat. Yeah, just messaging me, Matt. Especially if you're listening to the stream. If you happen to, if it just works out that you've got downtime, just chat with us, and we'll roll a character with you, and I'll send a link to the PDF for the rules, the booklet rules. But I guess that doesn't have character creation, so that's right, not the book for the starter set, but the other thing does, the Survivor's Guide or whatever that is. Yeah, they're not great. Modiphius is a little bit confusing, once they do these releases, and then once everything is out there in the wild, and you're like looking on drive-thru or even their website, you're like, okay, what's this for, and what is this? And yeah, it's a little bit hard. They need to stick with some real strict, maybe graphic design on covers and stuff. I think they do. I think there's like a band across all the RPG stuff, and a little more earth tones and kind of weird look for the miniatures game, but it's not strong enough that you're always at a glance you'll not, that's not for the miniatures game. That never occurs. Roll a d6. Okay, surprise you. More fun. All right, we'll surprise you. We'll force you. And definitely I'll get input from Will and Terry to give you the most difficult character to play, and something that will be a good foil for them. I think Will have some good thoughts about that, depending on which way he wants to go. Cool. Yeah, so that will be happening tomorrow. We'll do some character creation for Fallout, the 2D20. Wow, we're really rolling through the one session of each game, and then the week after, hopefully we'll do if we can get 4 players, we'll have another Leastus Mostus. So Matt's got a quiz waiting to spring on us, which he has promised is difficult. The clone vault dweller became a ghoul. Nice. Abyss nailed it right there. There we go. Who can only say his name. Nice. Yeah, I just want to see Matt with a buzzsaw and a flamethrower, or a laser gun and a buzzsaw, traipsing through the wasteland. Nice. Yeah, what was the other? There was some other news item that didn't make it into this week, but I'm sure it'll be included next week. Yeah, some stuff. It seems like we've talked about some stuff a little too early because, you know, when there's not a lot of details and we mention stuff, then it's just going to have to come back again. But I guess that's good. We need to fill up some content. Yeah. Yeah, they're really going to be careful too with the Horus Heresy. The look of the books, it needs to have that kind of, you know, early, that 30K look, that more iconic and kind of, you know, chunky, silly looking look of the early Mark armor. I hope they do something interesting. I will take a look on PDF for sure. Yeah, it sucks. Cubicle 7, even from England, it used to be that England to Japan was not, there were some good options. It's all gone now, so everything is expensive, and a lot of the web stores for the publishers, they don't go out of their way to make the shipping, because there's probably just not that many players abroad, but they don't make it very comfortable for outside the EU or North America, so the shipping costs are terrible. Yeah, so sometimes when I see a Modiphius or a Cubicle 7 discount, I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm like, oh no, the discount is gone with that shipping. It's like $30 shipping for a book. Ah, great. Then no discount, I guess. Yeah. Tricky. All right, I'm checking the poll. Nope, still 6. All right. Yeah, so we'll surprise Matt with a... Oh, yeah. Good night, Hodag. Yeah, tomorrow we'll do some characters. Yeah, I can't even pin stuff from Restream. I'm sure I have to upgrade to do any of that, but their functionality is not great. Yeah, so then within Streamlabs, if I'm not doing their thing, I don't think I can. Yeah, I can't put anything. Chat box, I don't think I can pull anything out. I can force you to show your viewer platform. Yeah, I've got to get that stuff set up so I can pop up some questions or comments. That would be much more fun. Oh, nice. Hodeg's projects on GameFound. Nice. Cool. If you got a link, Abyss, pop it up. Get him some support. Nice. All right. Well, I think we're good. Well, thanks, Matt, for remotely remotely modding. Appreciate it. You take some time. That's cool. And yeah, we'll be sure to surprise you. Yeah, so don't listen live. Listen delayed. Listen to the archive of the stream tomorrow, Matt, and you can find out what horrible things we make you do in Fallout. So did you play any of the games, Matt? Did you play the early PC or the Bethesda Fallouts? Did you play New Vegas? You only played New Vegas, right? All right. So yeah, so thanks everybody for a great chat and a very divisive, a very functionally useless poll. But we just got to get those numbers up. We need an odd number of constantly voting chatters. Oh, links are a no. Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. 3-4 and Vegas. Oh, nice. Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, the show, that was a big surprise because, after Halo and stuff and, the Rings of Power, I didn't have any hope for that Fallout show. But, Walton Goggins was in it and there were some good casting choices. They captured the wackiness of the setting, at least. All those feral ghouls. All right. So, let's do this again next week and tune in tomorrow for some Fallout character creation. And, give us some feedback to make Matt's character as random and difficult as possible, as impossible to play as you can. And, so we'll have something to surprise him with when you get back. All right. So, thank you to everybody that's supporting the channel. It's wonderful to see you guys every week and kind of talk through everything. And we'll do this again. Oh, cool. Millennium Project by Brainless Creations on GameFound. Yeah, give that a search for Hodag if you want to see that project and the artwork. That's cool. Yeah, thanks, Abyss, for is this none of this work? Come on. Let me see. I've got, if I can get this to come up. Oh, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. I'll spam some links. Boom. There we are. What day next week is art therapy? Oh, I'm not sure next week. I've got a tricky couple of this is the end of the school year in Japan, so I've got graduations and stuff to attend. So I'm not sure, Carolina. I'll try to choose a day and then announce it. Sorry to be so unpredictable. I gotta find a good platform to just make announcements on. But but keep a look out on this channel. It'll be either Monday night or Wednesday night, but probably not next week. I'm gonna have to get one more week into March. I got a busy early March, but take care. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Matt. double link. So check out Hodeg's project and see you all again soon. Take care and goodbye.
puppet.